Okay, so if you've been living under a rock, allow your boy to explain. Basically, Shannon and Skip Bayless had a little spout, a little argument from last week about a Tom Brady topic. It got a little chippy. It got very personal on Skip's behalf. And everyone after that show weighed in and voiced their opinion. Jalen Rose called Skip Bayless a culture vulture. I don't know where you get that from, but whatever. You know, you're entitled to your opinion. Chuck and Shaquille joked about it on Inside the NBA. Kevin Durant weighed in. And I don't blame Kevin Durant because Shannon Sharpe, as well as Skip Bayless, called Kevin Durant the most thin-skinned athlete. And if you watch that clip, that minute clip, it sounds like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe had something in common with Kevin Durant. If you want to call him thin-skinned, these guys were very thin-skinned last week, as well as other people. I feel like social media overblown the coverage of this, the amount of support about this. Look, let's just face facts and face reality. Skip Bayless is not a likable person on social media. No one likes Skip Bayless, okay? And even if Skip Bayless was 1,000% right and Shannon Sharpe took it too personal to Skip Bayless, you know what you guys would say on social media. You guys would in droves say, well, if you can't take the heat, get the F out the kitchen. Stop being so thin-skinned. Stop being a whiny baby. I mean, the list would go on and on and on. Skip Bayless is not a likable person, all right? It's not that hard to point the finger at the one that you feel like has issues or is the bad guy, all right? So Skip Bayless, a couple of days ago, I think he was on Instagram, whatever, made a little video. He talked about the incident. And he talked about how Shannon Sharpe, as well as himself, they just go all the way with it. No mercy is the motto of the theme song, and that's how they approach these debates. He also noted in that video that he likes Shannon Sharpe. He feel like Shannon Sharpe gets the best or the most out of Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless feeds into that, and he feels like Shannon Sharpe has been a better partner than all the partners he has ever had, and that's some glowing encouragement, particularly when you had Stephen A. Smith. I feel like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith were a better duo than Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless, or Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith. But that's neither here nor there. If Skip feels that Shannon Sharpe, I feel like this video was more of a powder puff video to reassure, a lot of bruised egos. I'm pretty sure Shannon Sharpe's ego was bruised. And by him taking it to social media and clarifying, it makes his relationship with Shannon Sharpe a little bit better. And it reinforces a lot of people that watch the show. Now, a lot of people, particularly on social media, they just watch segments of the show. They just watch clips of the show, and then they weigh in and tell you guys what's wrong with the show. I've been listening as well as watching this show since it started, and I felt like the second year of that show, you started seeing a lot of cracks in the armor. And one thing I have noticed that these guys are not friends off set. I mean, they just do their thing. Shannon Sharpe does his own things. Skip Bayless does his own thing. Even with preparation. Skip Bayless mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. How when they come up with these topics and they're when they have these little meetings and they come up with these topics, Shannon Sharpe does not include himself in it. And Skip Bayless says if you feel like these topics are not popular or current event topics, you're welcome and free to come into the meetings and voice your opinion and give us some topics that you feel like that's important or what people would like to know. I think another thing that's wrong with this show is it is too stale. It's pretty much predictable. They talk about the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James, the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, and Tom Brady. In no complete order. That's the only four topics that they talk about religiously. And I feel like it's very stale. And the viewing audience that's actually watching this show live or listening to this show on the podcast, I think a lot of people are turned off because of the topics. Now, if you want to blame Skip Bayless 100% on that, if you want to blame Shannon Sharpe on that, whatever. But that's why Undisputed is not where it's supposed to be when you compare it to First Take. A lot of people felt like First Take was going to go down the tubes when Stephen A. Smith made the decision to not continue First Take with Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman moves to the morning, and it's been working for Max Kellerman. He also has an afternoon show, but it's been working. That decision has been working very, very well for one Stephen A. Smith, because now he has a slew of people that he debates during the week. An expert in football, an expert in basketball, an expert in baseball, guest appearances and things of that nature. Stephen A. Smith and Molly has really been tearing up First Take with the revolving door of debate partners that Stephen A. Smith was going to debate with. Now, they also experimented, and I feel like they feel solid on Russo. I feel like that's a lot of people feel like Russo is similar to Skip Bayless. I think he's too old school. I don't think the young viewers, the young listening audience is going to gravitate to him. But if they continue to do that strategy that they've been doing, First Take is still going to get the numbers because ESPN is in more households than Fox Sports 1. I done talked about this. I didn't explain this. I'm not going to keep going on and on about it. It is what it is. But back to Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless had some false hopes, thinking that Undisputed was going to be better. It was going to be the First Take killer. And it hasn't. Every once in a while, the ratings will spike higher than First Take. Okay? But not consistently and not all the time. All right? A lot of people are tuned off to Undisputed because it's so predictable. They talk about the same topics. And to be truthfully honest with you guys, Undisputed needs to try some things differently. Maybe having a revolving door of people that Skip Bayless can debate would probably spark some new life into Undisputed. Maybe adding more people to the desk, particularly on the NFL and when the NBA be up and popping. I think that they should experiment. They tried with that with Chris Broussard and them. I also feel like Undisputed is on way too long. With those four topics, I mean, they should just cut it down to an hour show if that's all the topics they're going to talk about. All right. But there's a lot of things wrong with Undisputed. And I've said in a video last week, and I've been consistently saying this, it's time for a change for Undisputed. Obviously, they're not going to get rid of Skip Bayless because Undisputed is his show. All right. You done already experimented and had different moderators. That seems to not work. Plus, Skip Bayless, really doesn't want the moderators to totally take over the show like Molly Karen did on First Take. It kind of irritates Skip Bayless, but it is what it is. All right. He doesn't want that same type of drama on Undisputed like he had with Molly on First Take. I told you guys ultimately, and I've said this last year, 2 years even before that, I felt like Marcellus Wiley or Acho would be a perfect debate partner to Skip Bayless, because they can get at Skip Bayless on an intellectual level. Not saying that Shannon Sharpe is not intellectual, but I feel like Shannon Sharpe doesn't really settles with his expertise in football. He played football on the highest level. He even analyzed football on CBS Sports, but he doesn't even gravitate to those those topics or to those things that he's good at. He pretty much wants to be a walking TikTok. Okay, he wants to be funny, entertaining, interjecting. And that's cool. I mean, if that's what the kids like on social media, fine. But the same kids that you are paying attention to and that follow you, those same people are not watching your show. And at the end of the day, and I've said this a dozen times, Fox Sports 1 doesn't care how many followers you have on Twitter and Instagram. Fox Sports 1 does not care of how many TikTok videos you upload, because none of that stuff really matters. It's about the people that are actually watching the live shows. It's about the people that are actually listening to the podcast. And that's the only way you get ad revenue. You get advertisements on your show. And that's the name of the game. This is a television show. This show is catered to cable. This show is cable to satellite. This show is also catered to the podcast world. It's not catered to YouTube. It's not catered to social media. It's not catered to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Now, if they say something that's entertaining, a little bite here and there, that's one thing. But if you look at the advertisers, they want to know, look, if we advertise on your show, are people watching your show, watching our ads? And that's what makes Shannon Sharpe's money. That's what makes Skip Bayless's money, is the advertisers that wants to advertise on your live show. Period, point blank. And if Shannon Sharpe wants to make the same type of money as Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith, he's going to have to show the network that he's worth it. Now, I feel like when it's all said and done with him and Fox Sports 1, when they reach, hey, look, this is as much as we're going to do, I feel like Fox Sports 1 has been lowballing Shannon Sharpe. And if Shannon Sharpe walks, I feel like ESPN is easily going to pick him up. They're willing to overpay him because of the simple fact that he used to be an employee at Fox Sports 1. ESPN is purging a lot of Fox Sports 1 talent, similar to what Fox Sports 1 did to ESPN when they purged and got Colin Cowherd. They got Skip Bayless. They got Chris Carter, Chris Broussard. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And ESPN is looking at, look, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If it's good for you guys to do it, we're loving it. And that's pretty much, I feel like Shannon Sharpe is going to get a huge payday by ESPN. Now, at the end of the day, is this, a lot of people say Shannon Sharpe should get his own show, particularly on social media. And the proof is in the pudding. If all these people want Shannon Sharpe to have his own show, then they're going to show improve, and they're going to watch his show. If the ratings are not there, that indicates that a lot of people are just doing a lot of talking. But that's pretty much it. To be perfectly honest with you guys, I just don't see this escalating anymore. I've been watching their show after that incident. Shannon Sharpe is still, Shannon Sharpe is still trying to do the show the way he wants to do it. Sometimes he's into the topic. Sometimes he'll create another topic while they're still discussing the same topic. I feel like those little things may be minute to some people, but I feel like with someone like Skip Bayless, it kind of ticks them off. And it's just even more proof that I just don't see Shannon Sharpe making it with Undisputed. Despite how much Skip Bayless appreciates him, I just don't see him being on Undisputed much longer. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys on the flip side of things. Deuces.